everyone. I'm Sujaya S, and I'm a first-time mentor with Magic this summer. And I've really enjoyed my mentoring experience with Nila N. Nila is a junior at Skyline High School in Sammamish, Washington. She is very creative. During our first meeting, we talked about her hobbies, and she said in her free time, she designs unique pieces of jewelry. She has a small jewelry business. She also enjoys playing tennis, and she was playing tennis a lot of the summer. She's part of the her school's varsity tennis team. Uh, when we first met, Neela expressed interest in using some kind of like technology to advance population health, and she was particularly interested in mental health. So, kind of marrying her different, sort of interests in kind of influencing teens and teen mental health. She wanted to bring about awareness and the effects of excessive social media engagement on the teen brain. So that was the genesis of her project, and I'll now let Neela talk about her experience over the summer, the website that she's built, and how she plans to use what she built to spread awareness among teens in her community and beyond. Neela, take it away.
Hi, my name is Nila. I don't know, could we switch to the next slide? So this summer, I had the amazing opportunity to work with my mentor, Sujaya. She works at Amazon Web Services and is a principal solutions architect in bioinformatics. She's from Princeton, New Jersey, and she enjoys reading, hiking, painting, and listening to music. A fun fact is that we both enjoy reading realistic fiction. I'm ready for the next slide. So my project is called Your Mind Matters, and it basically started from me trying to learn more about how our habits affect mental health and just teenage mental health in general, but finding that most sources were targeted towards adults trying to learn more, or just not really catering towards teens trying to learn about their own mental health in that way. So I want to make an informational and interactive website about teen mental health in relation to habits. So that's things like activity, sleep, the time you spend outside, and how that can really affect your day-to-day life. I also wanted more experience with building websites. So my midpoint was kind of just creating a skeletal version of the website, which was from scratch on VS Code. I also learned during this project how to review medical papers on PubMed, which was a new experience for me completely, and finding out about the links between habits and teen mental health. So I'm ready for the next slide. So I researched scientific articles on PubMed, and I learned how to identify and evaluate credible medical sources. This was something completely new to me. In the past, most of my experience has been with tech and coding, and I was really happy that I got the experience to do this summer and kind of expand my knowledge. So I worked with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I also learned more about neuroscience and literature search and review. I definitely improved my HTML and CSS web design skills this summer and learned a lot of new skills. I had some struggles debugging CSS for consistent styling across my pages, but we got through it in the end after a lot of back and forth and help with my mentor, and it was definitely very fun. And I created a professional website from scratch. So this is just a screen recording of my website that I'll walk through. This is my home page, and it's kind of just explaining why I wanted to make this website and the rising challenge of teen mental health. So we have different pages here. The first page I'm going to go to is Your Brain. This is just going over the general anatomy of the human brain and what each different lobe does and what it kind of controls in that way. And then also in relation to that, there's a little graph and information about the teen brain specifically, because I think it's important to recognize that it's different than a fully grown one. Here I have a page about your habits. There's one section for sleep and another for social media. Two things that I think definitely affect teens worldwide. And here, you can take a survey a social media disorder survey, and it'll let you see your relation with social media and how it affects you. I definitely think these are two of the biggest things that affect teens, especially during school, and people could take it for granted how much it can affect your life. Here I've included some of my sources, and on the next page, Healthy Habits, I've included these cards that allow you to click on them and learn more about how you can help yourself and make better habits for yourself in your day-to-day life. So, sleep, mindfulness, physical activity, social connection, social media, eating, learning, and nature are all things that can affect how your mental health is. And then I have an about page just at the end about why I wanted to create this and why I wanted to make it for teens specifically to learn more about ourselves. I'm ready for the next page. So in the future, I want to really grow my website and be able to raise awareness for teens in my community because I really think that there's a need, especially for high school students who are always focused on something else, whether that's school, extracurriculars, or anything else that a teen could be spending their life doing. I think it's important to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself. I plan to use social media to publicize this site and kind of get more traction with other teens in my community because it's for teens and by teens. I want to include downloadable handouts so other teens can easily share the information. And I'm also planning to publish a blog in the future that will cover relevant topics and keep site engagement up and share like the latest research. Thank you.
Wonderful job, Nyla. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions from the audience? You're getting tons of applause. Oh, even a couple celebration confetti things. Yay. Okay, well, I have a question. So after conducting all this research and putting together your website and compiling all the data, have you picked up anything, whether it's new habits or outlooks, that you could share with us?
Yeah, being an 11th grader this year, I've definitely wanted to start this year with a new outlook and kind of really just trying to prioritize sleep because I'm sure for everybody, school can just get overwhelming in whatever life. And I feel like last year I took for granted how much that sleep specifically for me affected my day-to-day life and my mental health and just how I approached everything. So this year is definitely a priority for me to watch over my mental health and sleep a lot more.
Yes, that's wonderful. I people think it's silly, but I have a bedtime for myself, so I think it's important for everybody. Are there any other questions?
I have a question for Nila. This is really cool. I dropped a comment too, but I loved the thoughtfulness that went into the design and your approach to this. So actually engaging with, even thinking about how can you keep it fresh with blogs and the latest research. It seemed like a really multidisciplinary project, and I was wondering if there was a particular aspect of the website or the research, and going through different like medical journals and things that you particularly liked.
I really like to be able to see like the national data for things because just experiencing stuff myself, sometimes it kind of feels like I'm just taking the information from myself, but being able to go through the medical data and really see the effects on all teens and things like that, and even see like just real tangible results of that. I thought that was really special for me, especially the graphs for teen brain growth and how that affects people throughout their lives. And I thought that was a really special part for me.
Thank you. Great job.